devotees.
Hare Krishna Maharaj.
Hare Krishna.
Hare
Radha
Krishna
Pranam.
Maharaj. Please
Hare
accept
Krishna
my
Nare
humble
Pranam.
Hare
obeisances.
Krishna Maharaj.
Hare Krishna
Obey.
Maharaj.
Apologies, I came a few minutes late. What happened? I'm coming. I just arrived to New Brajamandala from Barcelona. This is
Okay.
600 kilometers. So I came by train. It's a very fast train, but okay, just arrived on time and was a bit tight the timing.
Hare Krishna
Yes.
Maharaj ji. General
One
pranams.
second, we will start with invocation, and I think we can do like that every day. I'll put it on the screen, and then I can say the Sanskrit mantras, and you can take turns reading the translation. It's in the introduction of the Gita, so it's good. We also, in this way, we together offer obeisances to the spiritual master and to the Srila Rupa Goswami and all the acharyas, Lord Chaitanya and his associates, Lord Krishna and Srimati Radharani and so on. So I'll just project it on the screen. 1 second, I'm opening it. Normally, do you take turns when you do the reading? You have a list, or you make it spontaneous? You have an order. What do you do normally?
We usually do spontaneously, Maharaj.
Spontaneous, okay, that's
Yes.
fine with me. I think
Yes.
some groups like to be very
Yes.
systematic.
Mhm.
But I'm
No,
fine
no.
with letting everyone read as they feel inspired.
Yes. Thank you, Maharaj.
So I'll do the Sanskrit and then you can do the translations. Is that okay? Yes? Of course, you can do the Sanskrit
Okay.
also from your places, of course. Om Ajnanatirmirandhasya Gyananjana Shalakaya Chakshurum Militam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha Shri Chaitanya Manobishtam Stapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kada Mahyam Dadati Svapadantikam. Translation. You have to activate your mic.
May I, Maharaj ji?
Yes, please go ahead.
I was born in the darkest ignorance, and my spiritual master opened my eyes with the torch of knowledge. I offer my respectful obeisances unto him. When will Srila Rupa Goswami Prabhupada, who has established within this material world the mission to fulfill the desire of the Lord Chaitanya, give me shelter under his lotus feet?
Thank you. Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Yuta Padakamalam Shri Gurum Vaishnavamscha Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Sahagana Ragunatam Vitam Tam Sajivam Satvaitam Savadutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padan Sahagana Lalita Shri Vishakambitamscha. Next, please.
I offer my respectful obeisances unto the lotus feet of my spiritual master and unto the feet of all Vaishnavas. I offer my respectful obeisances unto the lotus feet of Srila Rupa Goswami, along with his elder brother Sanatana Goswami, as well as Raghunath Das and Raghunatha Bhatta, Gopala Bhatta, and Srila Jiva Goswami, I offer my respectful obeisances to Lord Krishna, Chaitanya, and Lord Nityananda, along with Advaita Acharya Gadadhara, Srivas, and other associates. I offer my respectful obeisances to Srimati Radharani and Sri Krishna, along with their associates, Sri Lalita and Vishak.
Thank you. He Krishna Karuna Sindho Dinabandho Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namostute.
Hare
Oh
Krishna.
my
Oh, my dear Krishna, you are the friend of the distressed and the source of creation. You are the master of the gopis and the lover of Radharani. I offer my respectful obeisances unto you.
Thank you. Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vrishabhanu Sute Devi Pranamami Haripriye. Yes, Doshna, you like to read? You can.
yes, Hare Krishna. I offer my respects to Radharani, whose bodily complexion is like molten gold and who is the queen of Vrindavan. You are the daughter of King Vishvanu and you are very dear to Lord Krishna.
Thank you. Vanchakalpatarubhyascha kripa sindubhya eva cha patitanam pavanebhyo vaishnavebhyo namo namaka. Kishori Laka.
Hare Krishna Maharaj, I offer my respectful obeisances unto all the Vaishnava devotees of the Lord. They can fulfill the desires of everyone, just like desired bees, and they are full of compassion for the fallen souls.
Thank you. Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shri Vasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Ishwar.
Hare Krishna Maharaj. I offer my obeisances to Sri Krishna Chaitanya, Prabhu Nityananda, Sri Advaita Gadadhar, Srivas, and all other in the line of devotion. Hare
Thank
Krishna.
you. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Okay, thank you very much. So we are ready with all the blessings of these divine personalities. We are ready to start our class today. So yeah, I thought we will get very soon into the chapter 7, but I thought like to connect with chapter 7 to look into some general elements of the Bhakti Shastri course. This is a reminder, like the assessment and methodology which you are following. You have it in your students' handbooks. In assessment are in page 8, and the verses for memorization, page 14. For chapter 7, we have 3 verses for memorization in Sanskrit. How are you doing with the learning of the verses? Are you doing okay with the first part? Yes?
Yes, Maharaj. Usually
Okay.
we do like for our last initial unit of Bhagavad Gita, just we have to recite 12 verses. So what students were doing, they were doing 4 verses in one video, 4 verses in another video, and 4 verses in last video. So like these, the 12 verses were divided.
Okay. So you have, aside from the lectures, you have some other sessions for the verses? Is
And
that
no, Maharaj. No. Only the Sanskrit and translation. That's it.
okay? But you do that during the class.
No, not during the class. We got a kind of deadline, and for unit 1 and also for other units we get a deadline that on this particular deadline, like after 4 weeks when the course will be end, the classes will be end, so we still get 3 days to submit our verse memorizations.
Okay.
That is
okay.
not in class. That is after class.
Okay, that's good. That's very good. So for chapter 7, we have 3 verses to memorize. 2 of them are in today's section. One is verse number 5, speaking about the living entity as part of the superior energy of Krishna. And another verse for memorization is 14, which explains how the material energy is very difficult to overcome, but if we surrender unto Krishna, then it becomes very easy. Krishna gives strength and protection to those who surrender unto him. So you have the full list of verses in page 14 of your handbook, and then also we keep also in mind the aims-oriented methodology of study. We don't look only into the memorization, but we look actually into into. I think I'm going to change the 1 second. I'll change make it more natural there, because comes some light through. Okay, no, I think it's better now. Is that okay? The library was a picture, so it's not. So yes, so the aims-oriented methodology implies that we don't try only to memorize the statements we find in Bhagavad Gita and Srila Prabhupada's purpose. Of course we do, we also memorize, but we like to go deeper and understand it and be able to apply it in our lives and also be able to share it with others and to also reflect on the difficult areas of the topics we study. Sometimes there may be some points that may be somewhat, we could say, apparent contradictions or difficult to understand concepts that are difficult to understand. So we also look into that, and we also look into issues of spiritual authority and faith and conviction and all these topics. So we can say it's a methodology which integrates multiple aims so that we can go deeper into extracting the nectar of the teachings of Lord Krishna and the commentaries of Srila Prabhupada. The Bhagavad Gita, I guess you may have seen this. It's 700 verses into the Gita, no one more, no one less, 700. 18 chapters. We did the first 6 chapters, so we are starting with the middle section from 7 to 12. 5 essential truths or themes in the Bhagavatam. Do you remember those?
Yes,
Yes.
Prabhuji. Oh, yes, Maharaji.
Can you say yes?
Yeah. Ishvara, Jiva, Prakriti, Kal, Karam.
Very good. Yes. And since you speak, your language is very close to Sanskrit, no need for translation. We understand. Is it clear for everybody? Yes, the 5 topics. And then there are 3 sections in the Gita. Remember the 3 sections? Each 6 chapters. You have to.
Yes, Maharaji.
Yes, please.
Karam Yoga, Bhakti Yoga, and Jnana Yoga.
Very good. So you did the chapters on Karma Yoga, and now we are starting, today we start the chapters on Bhakti Yoga, which are the essence of the Gita. It's in the middle chapters. And then the last chapters are Jnana Yoga, of course, reinforcing the Bhakti. There is a lot of also Bhakti message in the last chapters, but very much we can say covered in the good sense, like supported by philosophical knowledge, philosophical discussions. Yes, sentiment without a philosophy can become uh, can become as superficial devotion or fanaticism. So we need to integrate the two. And philosophy without sentiment, without a devotion, then it may become a speculation, or can become also a source of pride, because one may think, I have so much knowledge, but if there is no humility or devotion, then it is incomplete and can lead to pride and to mental speculation. And if there is no philosophy, also the sentiment can bring us to deviation as well. So here, the 5 essential truths that you mentioned are in the introduction, and we find them throughout the whole Bhagavad Gita. And in the 3 sections you also just mentioned. Okay, so now let's go for chapter 7. And chapter 7 is a very beautiful chapter entitled The Knowledge of the Absolute. It's only 30 verses, and we find different important teachings. Krishna explains from the very beginning. Actually, the first verse, we're going to read the verse on the purport, connects to the previous chapter. Can you remember how chapter 6 ended?
Yes,
Who can
Maharaj.
remember?
The last two verses, how one can, if our Krishna consciousness is not completed, or if we become fail in devotional service, and after death, we will go to, we will get a birth in a very advanced, like advanced in knowledge family, or those who are a devotee family. So the chapter was ended there. Then from though, like if a devotee couldn't complete or successful in his devotional life, then after death he will get a birth in a devotee family, and from that he will continue his devotion. So the chapter ended there.
Okay, that's good. That's very good. But after that, there is still something more. That's almost at the end of the chapter. The Yoga Brashta, speaking about yogis who do, or devotees who do not complete. And then Krishna promises that you don't have to worry because my devotee never perishes. Krishna tells Arjuna. But then Krishna tells something more in the last verses. It is the last verse altogether. It's a key memory verse, starting with the word yoginam. Yoginam, yes, you can unmute yourself, Ishwar, and state it.
Yoginamapi sarvesham madgatinantaraत्मनः. Maharaj, this one.
Yes, that's a verse, yes. Very good. Shraddhavan bhajate yomam sameyuktatamo mataha. Right? Yes. Very, very good. What's the translation? What's the meaning of this verse? You have to activate your mic, otherwise and only I see a few of you, so
Maharaji, may I?
yes, please.
Maharaji, it says that the one who abides their mind to me will attend me and will be connected with me. I don't remember exactly.
Yes, very good. Who is that person? What does Krishna says about that person?
Yogis are the person.
Yeah, he's the best of all yogis.
Greatest
Remember?
yogi.
Same yuktatamo mataha. Yuktatama means the best yogi. And prior to that, Krishna said to Arjuna, Arjuna, become a yogi. The yogi is better than the philosopher, the jnani. The yogi is better than the ascetic, the tapasvi. The yogi is better than the worker, karmi, the fruitive worker. Therefore, Arjuna become a yogi. And then he says this verse quoted by Ishwar, at yogi namapi sarvesham. From all the yogis, the yogi who connects with me in a personal way and who keeps me in his heart, I consider that yogi the most advanced. Is the best yogi. So this chapter starts from that very same point Krishna tells in the first verse. And even though this is not a key memory verse, but it's a verse very much quoted by Srila Prabhupada. If you look on the Veda base, all the collected teachings of Srila Prabhupada, you will find that there are many lectures of Srila Prabhupada on this verse. One devotee was telling me that this is the Gita verse Srila Prabhupada lecture the most. I didn't do a verification of that statement, but one devotee told me. I saw it in the Veda base, very important verse. So this is the Sanskrit. I'll read it and then you can read the translation and the purport, any of you who likes to read. Shri Bhagavan Uvacha Maya Sakta Manapartha Yogam Yunjam Madashraya Asamshayam Samagram Mam Yathagyasya Sitachrino. Who likes to read, please?
Hare
Translation and
Krishna.
purport.
Translation. The Supreme Personality of the Godhead said, now hear, O son of Pratha, how by practicing yoga in full consciousness of me, with mind attached to me, you can know me in full, free from doubt.
Yes, purport, please.
Maharaj, may I?
Okay, thank you, Mehak. And you can read now, yes.
In this seventh chapter of Bhagavad Gita, the nature of Krishna consciousness is fully described. Krishna is full in all opulences, and how he manifests such opulence is described herein. Also, four kinds of fortunate people who become attached to Krishna, and four kinds of unfortunate people who never take to Krishna are described in this chapter. In the first six chapters of Bhagavad Gita, the living entities has been described as non-material spirit soul capable of elevating himself to self-realization by different types of yoga. At the end of the sixth chapter, it has been clearly stated that the steady concentration of the mind upon Krishna, or in other words, Krishna consciousness, is the highest form of all yoga. By concentrating one's mind upon Krishna, one is able to know the absolute truth completely, but not otherwise. In personal Brahmajyotir or localized Paramatma, realization is not perfect knowledge of the absolute truth, because it is partial. Full and scientific knowledge is Krishna, and everything is revealed to the person in Krishna consciousness. In complete Krishna consciousness, one knows that Krishna is ultimate knowledge beyond any doubts. Different types of Yoda are only stepping stones on the path of Krishna consciousness. One who takes directly to Krishna consciousness automatically knows about Brahma Jyoti and Paramatma in full. By practice of Krishna consciousness, Yoda, one can know everything in full, namely the absolute truth, the living entities, the material nature, and the manifestations with paraphernalia.
We are not hearing now. Can you continue?
Yes, Maharaj.
One
One should therefore begin Yoga practice as narrated in the last verse of the sixth chapter. Concentration of the mind upon Krishna, the Supreme, is made possible by prescribed devotional service in 9 different forms, of which Shravanam is the first and most important. The Lord therefore says to Arjun, Tat Shrinu, or hear from me. No one can be a great authority than Krishna, and therefore by hearing from him, one receives the greatest opportunity to become a perfectly Krishna conscious person. One has therefore to learn from Krishna directly, or from a pure devotee of Krishna, and not from a non devotee upstart puffed up with academic education. In the Srimad Bhagavatam, this process of understanding Krishna, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, the Absolute Truth, is described in the 17th chapter of the first canto as follows. Shrinavatam Swatata Krishna Punya Sharvana Tirtana Yedyantoste Bradhani Dunoti Suhet Satam Nasta Presha Bhadreshu Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya Bhagavati Uttamam Shrote Bhakti Bhavati Neshtiti Tada Rajastamo Bhava Tama Lobhadayasya चेतयेतेरणाविद्वानासो एवं प्रसन्नमानसो भागवद्भक्तिर्बोधता भागवतत्त्वविद्यानमुत्तसन्दस्य चायते विजयते हृदयादरन्ते चिन्त्यन्ते सर्वसंशयनीश्वर. To hear about Krishna from Vedic literatures or to hear from him directly through self-righteous activity. And for one who hears about Krishna, Lord Krishna, who's dwelling in everyone's heart, sets as a best wishing friend and purifies the devotees who constantly engage in hearing of him. In this way, a devotee naturally develops his dormant transcendental knowledge. As he hears more about Krishna from the Bhagavatam and from the devotee, he becomes in the devotional service of the Lord. Element of devotional service, one becomes freed from the modes of passion and ignorance, and thus material lust and avarice are diminished. When these impurities are wiped away, the candidate remains steady in this position and pure goodness becomes self-reliant by devotional service and understand the science of God perfectly. Thus, Bhakti Yoga severs the hard note of material affection and enables one to come at once to the stage of Asamshayam Samadram, understanding of the supreme absolute truth personality of Godhead. Bhagavatam 1.2.17 till 21. Therefore, only by hearing from Krishna or from a devotee in Krishna consciousness can one understand the science of Krishna.
Thank you very much. So, yes, this verse and purpose establish very well the connection with the previous chapter. You got it? It's so in the previous chapter it ended that the best yogi, Krishna told Arjuna, become a yogi, and a yogi was described as someone who engages everything in the service of God and fulfills one's dharma without uh, trying to get anything for oneself, like doing everything as a service. That's from the beginning of chapter 6. And then coming to the end, Krishna says that the yogi who is able to think of him in the heart is the best yogi. And now Krishna is saying in this chapter, I'm going to tell you how you can see me everywhere and always. So we find this, and therefore Krishna explains his energies. Krishna explains his material energy and spiritual energy, and how we can see him both in the material energy and in the spiritual energy. But he also warns us that the material energy is very strong, is composed by the three modes of material nature: goodness, sattva, passion, rajas, and ignorance, tamas. The modes are studied in the third part in more detail, but here already are mentioned, describing how material nature keeps us through the modes covered, and then we identify with the body and with the material circumstances, and then it becomes very difficult to think of Krishna. But then Krishna says, if you surrender unto me, you don't have to worry because I'll take care. Then it becomes very easy. Then Krishna also speaks about how by cultivating knowledge, gradually we can come to the point of surrender. And he also, Krishna speaks about 4 types of people who surrender unto Krishna, and 4 types of people who do not surrender to Krishna. So this chapter is very deep, because already the process of bhakti, surrender, is being explained with a certain amount of detail. Then Krishna also makes a difference that we should not worship demigods, people who are less intelligent. They are confused and they think that any personality with certain amount of power in the universe is as good as God. But actually there is a difference between God and those who are depending on God, even the demigods. So Krishna also explains this principle in this chapter. So these are some of the important themes we find in this chapter, and today we are doing the first 14 verses. Let's now read the translations of the verses, and then we will go one by one, and we can, if you have questions or you from your readings or study, you can ask them. So whoever likes to read can read in a row the translations from 1 through 14.
May I?
Yes, please.
I shall now declare unto you in full this knowledge, both phenomenal and numinous. This being known, nothing further shall remain for you to know. Out of many thousands among men, one may endeavor for perfection, and of those who have achieved perfection, hardly one knows me in truth. Earth, water, fire, air, ether, mind, intelligence, and false ego. Altogether, these eight constitutes my separated material energies. Besides these, O mighty armed Arjuna, there is another superior energy of mine, which comprises the living entities who are exploiting the resources of this material inferior nature. All created beings have their source in these two natures. of all that is material and all that is spiritual in this world, know for certain that I am both the origin and the dissolution. O conqueror of wealth, there is no truth superior to me. Everything rests upon me as pearls are strung on a thread. O son of Kunti, I am the I am the test of water, the light of the sun and the moon. The syllable Om in the Vedic mantras, I am the sound in ether and ability in men. I am the original fragrance of the earth and I am the heat and fire. I am the life of all that lives, and I am the penances of the ascetics. O son of Pritha, know that I am the original seed of all existence, the intelligence of the intelligent, and the prose of all powerful men. I am the strength of the strong, devoid of passion and desire. I am sex life, which is not contrary to religious principles. O Lord of the Bharatas, Arjuna, know that all states of being, be they of goodness, passion, or ignorance, are manifested by my energy. I am, in one sense, everything, but I am not. I am independent. I am not under the modes of material nature, for they, on the contrary, are within me. Deluded by the three modes, goodness, passion, and ignorance, the whole world does not know me, who am above the modes and inexhaustible. This divine energy of mine, consisting of the three modes of material nature, is difficult to overcome, but those who have surrendered unto me can easily cross beyond it.
Thank you. So this is what the section we are going to discuss today. Let's go through the presentation and now we can go one by one. Yes, we already hear the translations. So Krishna speaks here about two types of knowledge in text number 2. One is the material knowledge, and the other is the spiritual, the transcendental knowledge. And it's interesting if you look into the Sanskrit, if you have your books with you, you will see that there are two terms used, Jnana and Vijnana. Maybe we can also go there. Show it on the screen. Jnana and Vijnana. Generally, Jnana is understood as theoretical knowledge, and this will be also transcendental knowledge. And Vijnana is translated as applied or realized transcendental knowledge. But in this context, Srila Prabhupada translates it in a little bit different, based on what's what's coming, on the explanation Krishna is giving in the chapter. So it's knowledge of the phenomenal world, that is the world we are in it at the moment. That will be Jnana, and then Vijnana will be higher knowledge. The suffix V indicates emphasis, like greater or bigger. So great knowledge. There is knowledge and there is greater knowledge. Greater knowledge is the knowledge of transcendental subject matters. And then Krishna says, when you know these two things, then you will have nothing else to know. Did you do the study of the Ishopanishad or not yet? Not yet,
Not
okay.
yet, Maharaji.
Okay, because in the Ishopanishad, you will study that when you come after your Gita, Bhagavad Gita study. In the Ishopanishad, there is a statement that one should study vidya, knowledge, and avidya, ignorance, in parallel lines, meaning that one should understand how it works, the material world. That will be the knowledge of avidya. This will be the phenomenal material world. And then vidya, that which is beyond the material world. And Krishna says here, when you know this, you will not need anything to learn anything more. You will know everything. Any questions on this? Otherwise, we can move to the next verse. You like to read? This is also a very important verse. Manushyanam sahasreshu kaschit yatati siddhaye yatatam apisiddhanam kaschim mam veti tatvataha. So this is the translation. You like to read it? Even we read it, we heard it once, but we can read it again, no problem with some repetition. Who likes to read it?
Out
Very
of
good.
many among men, one may endeavor for perfection, and of those who have achieved perfection, hardly one knows me in truth. Hare Krishna.
Thank you. So it is not so easy to know Krishna. And here you have this picture of you know this lila in the picture? Are you familiar?
Yes, Maharaji.
What is this lila?
In this Leela, Brahmaji take away all the like, Brahmaji is very is not like Brahmaji is thinking that this is not Supreme Personality because he is being eating the remnants of these boys. So he's not Supreme Personality, and he's like he want to test Krishna. Who is Krishna? So he take away all the coward boys and
Very good. So even you can imagine even Lord Brahma, he is the architect, he is the creator of the material universe we are living in, and he got bewildered by Krishna. It is called Brahma Vimohana Lila, the big confusion of Lord Brahma. And he had seen Krishna killing the demon Aghasura. That happened on that very same day. Krishna killed the Aghasura demon, who was a very big snake, like a python, gigantic python. And when Brahma saw what had happened, and he thought, okay, you have some power, I also have power. And I'm going to show you. So bewildered by Krishna's Maya, he kidnapped the cocker boys and the calves, because they were they were very hungry after the Lila of Aghasura, so they sat next to the Yamuna River to take their lunch. But then the calves were going away, and they were looking for other pastures. Sometimes the animals are like that. They started to go away, and then Krishna told his friends, I'll go and get the calves. You don't have to stop eating. Please continue. Enjoy your meal. I'll be back. I'll just be back with the calves. But then Krishna couldn't find the calves. And then also when he came back, the boys were not there. So Brahma had stolen them and put them into a cave in a mystical space he had created. They were sleeping, all of them. So then Krishna expanded in each and every one of the boys and calves. And they were not just a few, they were not like 50 or 100. The Bhagavatam states they were asankhya. Asankhya means there were so many you couldn't count them. Too many. Practically unlimited. Because Krishna is unlimited. He has unlimited friends. So anyway, this is an example of how even great personalities cannot understand Krishna in truth. And Srila Prabhupada gives quite an extensive purport speaking about this subject. If during what I'm speaking, you want to ask any questions, you are welcome to raise your hand and to call my attention to ask. Or you can unmute yourself and you are welcome to speak up. Then text number 4 describes the material energies of Krishna. Who likes to read it? Yes, Raki?
Hare Krishna Maharaj, Dandavat Pranam. Prabhuji, I want to say that sometimes it seems like it is very easy to understand Krishna by the Krishna consciousness, and sometimes, like here, it is said that out of many thousands among men. So it is like confusing me, like it is very rare. So how could such a person like us, who are very like we are just started, so is it possible for us to understand Krishna in this life? So it is like some seems very difficult also.
Yes, I mean, the verse, the verse we just read, number 3, also very much quoted by Srila Prabhupada, says that hardly one knows me in truth. So we may know something about Krishna, but then to really know Krishna, Krishna has to reveal himself to us. But yes, there is hope that Krishna can reveal to anyone. Like yesterday, it was actually the day before yesterday on Sunday, we had the Sunday program in Barcelona, and we were sharing with devotees and guests, and we were remembering some of Krishna's pastimes in his childhood. And you may have heard there was one fruit seller, Aborigine lady from the Pulinda community. Pulinda means Aborigine from the forest. And she came to Vrindavan selling fruits. So she was calling, if anyone wants fruits, please come, get some fruits from me, come. Have very, very ripe and very tasty sweet fruits, please come. And then little Krishna was less than 3 years old, very little, 1, 2 years old. He came with, he had seen his elders, his father, Nanda Maharaj, and other coher men doing some trading the goods with other sellers who will come to Vrindavan. So he took some grains in his very little hands, and he came to the lady offering her to, and then all the grains were falling in between his fingers. Almost there were only 1 or 2 grains left. And this lady became so attracted to Krishna's beautiful childhood form, so beautiful, unlimitedly beautiful, that she started to offer all her fruits. So her basket in a moment, she emptied the basket with the fruits to give them to Krishna, and the basket was full of jewels, diamonds, rubies, but not only that, she gave her fruits, and she got the fruit of prema, pure love for Krishna. So even though she was a very simple lady from the forest, but she was able to know Krishna better than many philosophers, because she became attracted and she offered what she had for Krishna in a very heartful attitude. So it is possible, yes, to come to know Krishna by his mercy. Only he has to reveal himself. But we need to do our share. So we study, like for instance, in chapter 18 of Bhagavad Gita, Krishna says, because sometimes devotees say, okay, if by philosophy I cannot get to know Krishna or to understand God, then why are we studying at all? But Krishna says in chapter 18 of Bhagavad Gita that those who study this sacred conversation, they are worshipping me with their intelligence. So this is bhakti. We're engaging our intelligence to try to understand something about Krishna. Does this answer the question?
Yes, Prabhuji. Thank you so much.
Yes. Okay. And then who likes to read next?
Earth, water, fire, air, ether, mind, intelligence, and false ego. Altogether, these eight constitute my separated material energies.
Thank you. So these are the 8 basic elements. There are 5 gross elements. So that means physical. Earth is we could say the grossest, and then water, the next one, then fire, then air, and ether is more subtle. It's like the space where all the other physical elements are contained. And we see that this is in all the material bodies and material objects. These elements are there. Earth means some solid element. Water, there is liquid. Like in the body, there is 3/4 of our bodies are water. Then there is fire. Some of you are doctors or studying for becoming doctors, medical doctors. So you know, temperature is very important, cannot be too high, too low. Too high is dangerous, too low also it's dangerous. So fire should be there. And then airs also are circulating within the body, according to some of the Hatha Yoga and Ashtanga Yoga processes. The control of the air, it's important. And breathing is very important also for health. And during COVID period, people were suffocating. When we cannot breathe, then we die. So we need air as well. And then ether means the space that all the other elements occupied. So these are the physical elements. And then mind, intelligence, and false ego. These are the subtle elements. Sometimes, like there is the Srila Baladeva di Vidyabhushana, Vaishnavacharya, if you look in the beginning of Bhagavad Gita, Srila Prabhupada dedicates the Gita to him. Like he writes, to Srila Baladeva Vidyabhushana, who presented so nicely the Govinda Bhashya commentary on Vedanta philosophy. You have it in the beginning of the Gita, on this page. So Baladeva Videbhushana, in his introduction, says that these three constitute what he calls the internal sense. So these are three. They are distinct because they are different subtle elements, but they are very much integrated together. So the false ego is the connecting point between the spiritual dimension and the material world. So Srila Prabhupada in some of his commentaries says it's the point of contact with the material world. And then the intelligence is the instrument for distinguishing what's useful, what's not useful, can be used in many different ways. And then the mind is it's like the screen where all the impressions of the senses are projected. You studied a lot about the mind in chapter 6, isn't it? About controlling the mind. The mind can become your best friend, or can become your worst enemy. A controlled mind is the best friend, an uncontrolled mind becomes the worst enemy. So Krishna says that these 8 are my separated material energies. How come we say separated material energies? How would you explain that? Like any thoughts either from your readings, if you have done the reading of the section, or from what you have heard, Daya?
Maharaji, I have question before that. May I?
You can, yes.
Maharaji, as you said that false ego is the connecting point to the material world. I want you to elaborate this point. How?
Yes, the Sanskrit term used for the false ego is ahankara. Okay. Are you familiar with it? Yes, ahankara. And I'm going to write it on the chat in case someone is not familiar. And this term is actually composed of 2 terms. Aham means I, and kara means doer. I'm the doer. And you may remember from chapter 3, there was a verse, I believe it's a memorization verse as well. Prakrite Kriyamanani, remember that verse? Anyone remembers? You can speak it up.
Prakriti Kriyamanani Gune Sarvani Sarvasha is this like
Hare Krishna Maharaj, may I?
Yes, please.
प्रकृते क्रियमाणानि गुणे कर्माणि सर्वश अहंकार विमूढात्मा कर्ताहम् इति मन्यते.
Very good. The meaning of the verse is? Anyone remembers? It's important to get the meaning of the verses.
Maharaji, it was like that the person is thinking that I am the doer of everything, but the actual thing is that that is the Prakriti, which is the 3 modes of nature, is doing all things. But this is the Ahankar, which we have, that we are the doer of everything.
Yes, exactly. So the Ahankara is the connecting point with the material world because it is the more subtle of all the elements. And it's more subtle because it's just a sense of identity. So I have the sense of identity that I am the doer. So we come to the material world to imitate Krishna. Like sometimes you see that children, sometimes small children, they start playing like they will have a little kitchenette, but it's made of, it's an imitation kitchen. Even you may have pizza or pakoda or imitation, and then the children imitate the mother cooking. So the ahankara is that point where I identify, I want to become like God. I am the doer. And then when the ahankara, that's explained in the Bhagavatam, when the false ego mixes with the modes of material nature, then other material elements become manifested. For instance, when the ahankara mixes with the mode of goodness, then the mind becomes manifested. When the ahankara mixes with the mode of passion, the intelligence becomes manifested. So like that, when the ahankara mixes with the mode of ignorance, then the physical elements become manifested. We won't get into the details of that. That you can study later after you do the Bhakti Shastri. You can do further studies of the Srimad Bhagavatam, and there you can study all these details of how it works. But I hope this gives you an idea. Does this answer your question about how a hankara is the more subtle? Because it's the sense of identity. It's very subtle.
Okay, Mataji, sorry, Maharaji, I got it, but can you repeat that? As you said, when ahankara is mixed with three modes of material nature, it gives manifestation to? I just missed that.
The other material elements. So
Okay.
when the ahankara mixes with goodness, then the mind becomes manifested.
Okay.
When the ahankara mixes with passion, the intelligence becomes manifested. When it mixes with ignorance, the physical elements become manifested. So actually this physical body is an extension of the ahankara. It's a covering. These are different coverings.
Thank you. I got it.
Other questions you like to ask? So about the separated material element, Krishna says, these 8 are my separated material energies. And we can say, but if God is everywhere, how you can separate something from God? What will you answer to that? Somebody says, here it says it's separated, but how you can separate anything from God if everything belongs to God? You were telling me yesterday that one of the important things you learn from Prabhupada Priya Mataji is that that actually everything can be used in Krishna's service, and Krishna is everywhere. So how you can separate anything from God? What will you answer? Why they are? Why you can make a guess? Why it may be the case that they are called separated energies? Daya?
Maharaji, because that is not directly connected to Krishna. Krishna has manifested that energies in this material world.
Okay.
That's why it is been separated.
Okay, it's good. Even though
Maharaji,
Krishna...
I think that Krishna is not attached to anything.
Yeah, that's true. That he's always detached. Yes.
So it is,
Krishna.
that is why it is separated. We
Yeah.
cannot like separate from Krishna, but Krishna is not attached to them. That is why it is separated.
Okay. Okay. That's a reflection. It's useful. Not fully precise for the question, but it's Krishna Priya Mataji.
Hare Krishna Maharaji, we can say that separated means uh, it depends on Krishna, but it works independently to Krishna. Like we Jiva, we are energy of Krishna and we depend on Krishna, but we are acting with our free will independently to Krishna. We are under control of the modes of material nature, but the modes of material nature under the control of Krishna, but they are not revealing or presenting Krishna personally. So this is the way we can say that it is acting independently to Krishna, even though it is
Okay.
totally dependent on Krishna.
Okay. Good point. Good point. Very good. Also, we could add that because of the influence of Maya, because actually it is not separated, but appears to be separated due to the influence of Maya. And this is because there is avidya, ignorance, or forgetfulness of Krishna, and therefore it becomes manifested as separated energy. So the material world is like a playground Krishna has created for the conditioned souls to come here and play. Yes, Daya?
Maharaji, then can I conclude this point that because of lack of remembrance of Krishna, that's why this all is separated.
That will be a good answer, yes. That will be appears to be separated, but actually nothing is separated from Krishna. We will learn about that in chapter 9. Krishna says everything is in me. And we will read also in this chapter in text 7, we will come to that quite soon. Krishna says, Matak parataram nanyat kinchit asti dhananjaya yisarvamidam protam sutremani ganaiva. The meaning is that Krishna says there is no truth superior to me. Everything rests on me as pearls strung through a thread. So everything is, all the planets are being maintained because Krishna is there, Krishna is sustaining. But it's separated because Krishna doesn't do it directly, he does it through his energies. So there is that principle of unity and diversity with his energies. Okay, let's move to the next. Okay, there is, some of you have written. Mehab Mulani has written. Okay, there is a question there. Okay. Why it is rare for a person to understand Krishna in truth? And then says, because, okay, that's, you are commenting on, because they come from Krishna, but are not Krishna himself. Like sunlight comes from the sun, but it's not the sun. Good. That's a very good example. Very good. And then going back to the question, this is from verse 3, but I don't know if I did answer because I told the story of Brahma or still not answered. You need further explanation.
Yes, I can't understand. Can you please explain me again?
I explain more. Okay. Yes, for instance, some people may dedicate themselves to a spiritual life, but they think that God is an energy, is an impersonal. Or they think, like here in the West, many people think that the material universe is God. They don't say God, they say the universe. This is what is called the philosophy of pantheism, to think that the universe is God. So, so, so people, they are interested in a spiritual life, but they don't fully understand God. And then some people may learn the philosophy about Krishna. We may learn theoretically about Krishna, but we don't yet love him. So that means we don't know him yet. We want we are learning to love him as devotees, but to get to know him in truth, that means to, practically speaking, to be able to see Krishna. Like there is one, like for instance, some people also, we may see that Krishna is within the heart of everybody as Paramatma, as a super soul. Like some yogis, they meditate on Krishna in this way. That was described also in the previous chapter, that the yogi sits and meditate on Krishna in their heart, sitting in the practice meditation. Yesterday I told you a little bit about my story, and when I started to read Bhagavad Gita, I was practicing the meditation described in chapter 6. And I saw some pictures of the Paramatma in the heart of the yogi, so I started to meditate in this way. And I had very, very profound experiences for me where it impressed me, and it helped me to come closer to Krishna consciousness and to start to chant Krishna's holy names. So some people may meditate on Krishna within the heart, but they don't see Krishna in a personal form, but they see Krishna in a partial way as the super soul. So they don't see Krishna as a loving supreme person, but more like a manifestation of God that is synchronizing everything and who is accompanying us in the heart. So in one occasion, there was one person who asked Srila Prabhupada, it was a journalist, asked him, did you see God? Have you seen God? Srila Prabhupada said, yes, very convinced. He said, yes. And then there was a disciple with Srila Prabhupada, and he thought that what Prabhupada said was too difficult to swallow it for the journalist. So he tried to explain. Yes, he said the devotee sees God in the heart of everyone and like that. And then Prabhupada cut the disciple off. He said, when I say that I see God, I have seen God. Like meaning, I have seen God face to face. So Srila Prabhupada was so to get to know God in person is not that easy. We may know something about Krishna, but to get to meet God is not so easy. Does this answer the question?
Yes, thank you, Maharaj.
And also something to consider is that before becoming a devotee, there are many yogis and jnanis who are not devotees. For them, it's even more difficult than for devotees. For devotees, it may take some time, but devotees are very close to get to know Krishna. We get experience of Krishna. Yes, Krishna Priya Mataji.
Maharaj, I have a question. You said that Paramatma is with Jiva. So I have a question. I have actually two questions. One is that when the Jiva leaves the body, then what happened to that Paramatma? And here in purport, it is also mentioned that the Paramatma manifestation is also a temporary, pervasive aspect of Shirodakshai Vishnu. So I'm not getting it. So can you please help me to
Well,
understand it?
yes. Yes, the Paramatma actually is one, but he becomes, he is in each. It's like, for instance, an example given by Srila Prabhupada is the sun. Like the sun is one sun, but you have the sun in Pakistan, you see the sun. Of course, now there is late, so it's dark already, right? So you will see the sun again tomorrow. But you saw it few hours before, and then the same sun we have here, like you can see even on there is a cover, and this is the sun entering through the window. There is a window in my room when I'm speaking to you, and you can see. Can you see it on this? On That's the sun. So of course the sunlight, it's not directly the sun. So the sun is one and can be reflected in many, like you can take many containers of waters and you see the sun reflected in many different containers. So you cannot say there are, if you have 1,000 containers of water where the sun is reflected, you will not say there are 1,000 suns. You can say, but you don't say. It's the same sun. So if so, the Paramatma is the same Paramatma. So if you say your Paramatma and my Paramatma is the same expansion of Krishna, of Kshirodakashayi Vishnu, who is living, there is a planet in the material universe where Kshirodakashayi Vishnu lives, and the Paramatma is the manifestation of that Kshirodakashayi Vishnu, that he enters into each and every body. So we have like the macro universe where the Kshirodakashayi Vishnu is located, and then the macro universe, the big universe, and then our body is like the micro, very small, miniature. So, and then the Paramatma lives here. Does that answers the question?
Yes, Maharaji. But still, I'm confused with that temporary thing that Paramatma is temporary. So when we say that this is the absolute truth, Brahman and Paramatma and Bhagwan, they are the absolute truth, the absolute form of uh, the forms of absolute truth. So that's why maybe I'm confused about the term temporary here. Temporary about Paramatma.
Can you bring me to which purport is that?
It's verse 4 purport. I have that Bhagavad Gita Maharaji. So the page will be 323. This one.
So it's purport to text number 4. Okay. Let's look at it. 1 second. Okay, here are the Vishnus. Okay. And then when you say temporary is the
It's in
temporary
this
word.
para, the material world para. It is here after that.
Okay, the Paramatma manifestation is also a temporary or pervasive aspect of the Kshirodaya Kachaya vision. Yes, it's temporary in that when you become liberated, then you go back to the spiritual world. So the Paramatma, you don't need the accompaniment of that expansion because you are directly with Krishna in person, in Goloka Vrindavan or Narayan in Vaikuntha. Okay, is that that's
Yes,
why it
Maharaj.
says temporary. The Paramatma is transcendental, it's spiritual, but it's mentioned temporary because it accompanies. It's like the going back to the example of the sun and the reflected suns in the containers with water. You can say that the sun in the container is temporary. If you empty the water, so in that sense, it's a temporary expansion because it is there as long as a living entity is in that particular body. Of course, the Paramatma accompanies the living entity to the next material bodies, but then when the living entity becomes liberated, then there is no need for Paramatma anymore.
Okay, Maharaj, I got it. Thank you so much. Hare Krishna.
Daya?
Maharajji, I have a question from this purport. At the beginning of the purport, it is written as Mahavishnu creates the total material energy. Yes, here, Mataji. Sorry,
Yes.
Prabhuji. Yes,
Yes.
Mahavishnu creates the total material energy. So, like, my question is, Brahmaji is the creator of the material energy, and here it is written Mahavishnu creates the total material energy. So, it is quite confusing for me.
Yes, but Mahavishnu is the primary creator and Brahmaji is the secondary creator. This, yeah, how it works is that maybe I can search for it. Let me do a search of Mahavishnu images. Let's go and see what we find. Yeah, this is a good one. One second that it opens. We got this page, you can get even here. This Prabhuji lives in Mayapur, Chaitanya Chandra Das, and here he's explaining the Vishnu, so you can get here some more detailed explanation if you like. But you see, this is Mahavishnu, the great Vishnu, and then it is described that from Mahavishnu, from the pores of his body, unlimited universes become manifested. When he breathes out, the universes become manifested and expanded, like the Big Bang, the big expansion. And when he breathes in, inhales, the universes enter into his body. So in each and every universe, so Brahmaji, it's inside the universe. And he takes birth from the Vishnu, known as Garbhoda Kashaya Vishnu. And here I don't think, let me see, you can see, can you see it? This is Garbhoda Kashaya Vishnu, and Brahmaji is taking birth from him, and then Brahmaji creates what's inside the universe. each universe. So that's why it's called a secondary creator in the Bhagavatam.
Okay, thank you, Maharaji.
Okay. So let's continue with, it's 5, we have half an hour. So let's move to the next verse. This is a key memory verse. Who likes to sing it and to read the translation?
Beside these, O mighty armed Arjuna, there is another superior energy of mind which comprises the living entities who are exploiting these resources of this material inferior nature. Hare Krishna.
Thank you. Thank you. So this refers to the spirit soul, which in the picture you can see is represented. The soul in chapter 2 you studied, one of the characteristics of the soul is that it is invisible, cannot be seen. But it is, in the picture, it is made visible, so we get an idea of the very powerful spiritual transcendental spark. And this soul is considered, all the souls, superior energy. Param. Param means superior. Apareyam itastu anyam. Anyam means another energy. Different from the apara. Apara means inferior. Para means superior. Apara means inferior. Prakritim vete me param. My superior energy, and that's the jiva bhuta. That's the jivas, the souls. And the souls in the material world are trying to enjoy matter, to exploit matter. Who likes to read next?
Hare Krishna. All created beings have their source in these two natures of all that is material and all that is spiritual in this world. Know for certain that I am both the origin and the dissolution.
Thank you. So the whatever we see, it's a combination of these separated energies, earth, water, fire, and so on, and the spirit soul. The spirit soul, actually, you studied that in chapter 2, is giving life. You see the little baby is very much smiling and happy because the soul is inside. And the cat is looking at us because the living soul is there. If the soul will not be there, the body will be dead. We won't be happy. We see, oh, a dead cat or a dead child. We don't like that. We like to see alive. And then like this, also for the plant, for everything we see, also the little living entities, amoeba or whatever, all these living entities, there is a combination of matter and spirit. And this is the verse I quoted before, called everything rests on Krishna as pearls strung on a thread. We cannot see the thread, we see only the pearls. So similarly, we cannot see God to the naked eye. We look and we don't see God. And sometimes people may challenge. I guess in Pakistan you don't have so many atheists. Are there many atheists in Pakistan? Not so many, eh? Not so many. But if you travel to the West, you will find many atheists, and they will challenge you. They will say, where is God? Can you show me God? I cannot see God. Who has seen God? Nobody has seen God. So God doesn't exist. they will challenge like that. So this verse number 7, it's very important verse because it tells us, Krishna is telling us, that he is inside everything, everything is resting on him, directly or indirectly, or both. Krishna is making everything is resting on him as pearls strung on a thread. So, so, so that's a good example. We don't see the thread inside the necklace. We don't see the thread, but we know that the thread is there. If we will take all the thread, all the pearls will fall apart, isn't it? No necklace anymore. If Krishna will take away his energy, then what will happen is that all the plants will fall apart. All living beings will die. Nothing will be sustained. And then now in the next verses, there are several verses where Krishna explains how he is present in many elements in nature. Who likes to read? Yes, Doshna?
Verse number 8. O son of Kunti, I am the taste of water, the light of the sun and the moon, the syllable Om in the Vedic mantras. I am the sound in ether and ability in man.
Thank you. So this, yeah, Krishna. When we take water, when we drink, we can remember Krishna. All this, without water, we could not live. Krishna is giving me life through this water. He's quenching my thirst. I'm thirsty, and Krishna is quenching my thirst. Without the sun, we could not see anything. So we could say, yeah, but we have electricity. But without the sun during the day, we could not prepare electricity. We could not like do all the artificial work to generate electricity. We need the sunlight for that. And then text 9 tells us more things. Ishwar, you wanted to read?
Yes, Maharaj. I am the original fragrance of the earth, and I am the heat on fire. I am the life of all that lives, and I am the finance of the aesthetics.
Thank you. So Krishna also, without the earth, we could not eat because all the fruits, vegetables, they come from the earth, and the earth has very special fragrance, and it's very pure. It smells nicely when the rain touches the earth, makes a nice smell on the earth. And then when it is cold, I don't know how cold it gets in Pakistan. You get cold there? Gets cold in the winter in Pakistan?
Yes.
Yes, Maharaj.
And then it's good. It feels very pleasant to, like these children come close to the chimney, to the fire, to heat themselves because it's cold. So we can also, so this is Krishna giving us heat and the heat in the fire. Also for cooking, we need heat. Otherwise we will not have nice sabji and so many preparations and pakora, samosa, and rice, like that dal. So with the heat of fire. And then penances of the for ascetics. So Krishna gives the power to the ascetics to do their austerities. Next,
Hare Krishna. O son of
yeah,
Twatha, now that I am the original seed of the all existence, the intelligence of the all intelligent, and the prowess of all powerful men.
thank you. So we have like, here we have this big scientist. Can you know this scientist? You know him? The one with the mustache? You know him or not?
Yes, yes, I know him. Albert Einstein.
Yes. So he is known as a very out of range, intelligent man. So Krishna says, I'm the intelligence to intelligent people. And whatever creation is there, so that's coming from Krishna. And then all these big, do you know any of these guys here in the picture?
Bill Gates. Bill
Bill
Gates is
Gates
there,
is there, and
millionaire of the world.
yes, all these are big billionaires, and Elon Musk is there as well. And Bezos, from the owner of Amazon, is there, this guy. You know, Amazon is the owner. This is the one who made the Macintosh computers. He was going to the temple. He met devotees when he was a young man. I need help with. Anyone remembers his name? No, I forgot the name now. But he's
Steve
well.
Jobs.
Steve
Hmm?
Jobs.
Steve Jobs.
Yes, Stephen Jobs. Yes. So anyway, these are people who were able to do materially big things, but Krishna says, I am the prowess for powerful men. Also women, but whatever power is given, so this is given by Krishna. Next,
I'm the strength of the strong, devoid of passion and desire. I'm the sixth life, which is not contrary to religious principles, O Lord of Bharatas, Arjuna.
thank you. So like strength can be used to help somebody, like this kind man is helping the other, or can be used to abuse somebody. Sometimes there are people who are very strong, but they mistreat others physically or psychologically. So Krishna is not, he says, I'm the strength of strong people, but who are devoid of passion and desire, meaning no exploitation. It's strength for helping others. We should become like that as devotees. And then sex life, which is not contrary to religious principles. So it is meant to make a nice family, devotee family, and together worship Krishna, chant Hare Krishna, pray to Krishna, offer food to Krishna, and so on. And this rounds up, these were just a few samples, and throughout the Gita we will find many more examples like that. For instance, in chapter 9, in chapter 15, we will come to that. So now this rounds up this verse. Who likes to read?
Know that all states of being, be they of goodness, passion, or ignorance, are manifested by my energy. I am, in one sense, everything, but I am independent. I am not under the modes of material nature, for they, on the contrary, are within me.
Thank you. So yes, so here we see Krishna here, and everything is coming from him. He's independent. He doesn't need anything nor anyone. Of course, he loves everyone, and especially his devotees. but he is independent. He's Svarat. He doesn't need anything. He's the source of everything. But then he says this, people don't really know him. Who likes to read?
Deluded by three modes, goodness, passion, and ignorance, the whole world does not know me, who am above the modes and inexhaustible.
And you. There are many big scientists and arguing and speaking, but only some intelligent scientists, they may come to the conclusion, yeah, the world is deluded. We're deluded. There was one foolish scientist in the West published a book entitled The God Delusion. He wanted to prove that God, the idea of God is false. And many philosophers, especially in the West, they have tried to do this. But actually, they are the ones who are deluded. They're bewildered. And Krishna says, they don't know me. I'm infinite, but they think they are very intelligent. They don't know me. And this is another key memory verse. Who likes to chant it and to read the translation?
This divine energy of mind, consisting of the three modes of material nature, is difficult to overcome, but those who have surrendered unto me can easily cross beyond it.
Very good. You like to say the Sanskrit also? You like to give it a try?
No.
No, okay. It's okay. It's okay. Ria, yes?
Hare Krishna Prabhuji. Devi Hesha Gunamayi Mama Maya Duratyaya Mam Eva Ye Prapadyante Mayam Etam Taranti Te.
Thank you. Very good. Very good. So let's take questions on this, any of the verses from this section. Any questions? Ria, you have questions? Your hand is up, so that's why. Krishna Priya?
Krishna Maharaj, yes, Maharaj, I have a question. Maharaj, there is the thing which always confused me about the modes of material nature, that we are under the control of control the modes of material nature. So I have a question. Then how can we understand the term free will? If we are already under the control of three modes of material nature, then how are we free? We are freely willing to do something which are so these two things.
Okay. Do you have fun park in Pakistan? You know, fun park, people go and they write in
Yes.
this people.
Yes, Maharaj, we have a lot.
They go up like this, isn't it? And sometimes
Yes,
there are
Maharaj.
sometimes they have this like ship that moves up and down, big people, and can be quite intense, isn't it? So this is something like that, like the free will is that I remember there was one devotee who was living in the temple, and one day he was in South Spain, in Malaga, and he saw a big fun park they had put new in one area of the city. And he developed a desire because for many years he had not ride on one of those machines, big machines. I don't know how you call it in English. Let me check. Ask Google the name in English. I know in Spanish. I'm born in Spain, so my mother tongue is Spanish. Mm, one second.
Maharaj, when
Treadmill,
Mataji,
treadmill is, treadmill is called Noria. Anyway, it's a big machine. So this devotee.
sorry, a ride, a student has just written in the chat, a ride or a kind of a swing something.
Yes. So this devotee went on this ride up, very big. It was very big, very high. And then he got dizzy. So he wanted to enjoy, but he got dizzy, but he couldn't get out of it. He had to wait. So the free will is that he went on that ride, but then when he is on the ride, that's being under the modes. The modes are moving us up and down. You get it? So we choose to come to the world of Maya. When we enter the world of Maya, the modes are pushing us back and forth. Does that make sense? Good.
Thank you, Maharaj.
Niha Kundanani, you had your hand up. You wanted to ask. You have to unmute yourself so we can hear you. Okay, you can write, no problem. Let me check. You want to write on, oh, you were, okay, right swings. Okay, you were the one who contributed. Okay. Okay, you have many questions on the chat. I'm looking now because I didn't see, I was not looking at the chat. Yeah, some of you cannot speak. It's okay. You had a question. The three Vishnu written in this purport. You want more of that, or that's okay? What I explained before. Before I spoke about the three Vishnus, I showed a picture of Mahavishnu, and before you ask on the chat, Niha. You want me to elaborate more on that? Yes? Okay. Yeah, basically the three Vishnus, one is the Mahavishnu, manifests as all the universes. Then there is another expansion of Vishnu that enters into each and every one of the material universes. And that Vishnu is called Garbhodakashayi Vishnu, mentioned in the purport to text 4. And then when he enters into each and every atom of the universe, is called the Kshirodakashayi Vishnu, who is known as the individual Paramatma. Garbhodakashayi Vishnu is known as the collective Paramatma, the universal Paramatma. That's why it was saying, verse number 3, it's very difficult to understand God because he's so big, he's infinite. So we can get an idea, but we don't really know so much. We have what Shastra reveals to us. Otherwise, we don't know him. And then Mekhat Mulani was asking, all modes, goodness, passion, and ignorance come from Krishna. Then how those we rise above them? That's answered in text 14. By surrendering unto Krishna, we rise above them. Like for instance, we are on the earth, or we rise over the earth. We take an airplane. So, and we cannot fly by ourselves. It's not that we say, no, I start moving my hands. Some people in the past, they tried to fly by themselves. One devotee told me when he was a young boy, he took an umbrella, a big umbrella, and he jumped from a first floor. He didn't kill himself, but it was tough for him. He got a big problem. So we cannot fly by ourselves. We need the help of someone more powerful. So we surrender unto Krishna, and Krishna lifts us above the modes. Does that answer the question about the modes?
Yes, thank you, Maharaj.
Ishwar is Sudani is asking, 1 second, it's down there. The word Mahat Tattva. Mahat Tattva refers to the total material energy. Mahat Tattva, Tattva means truth. So Mahat means the big truth, but refers, normally it is used to refer to the total material energy. The sum total of matter. Barka?
Hare Krishna Maharaj. I have a question that we studied in verse 2, Jnanam and Vijnanam. Jnanam, I understand the transcendental knowledge, the science of Krishna. What do you mean by Vijnanam? Can you elaborate that?
Yeah. In verse number 2,
Yes.
like generally, jnana refers to transcendental knowledge, and vijnana means when that transcendental knowledge it is realized. But in this context, Srila Prabhupada translates jnana as knowledge about the material world, and vijnana as knowledge of the spiritual world, transcendental knowledge. So vijnana means is knowledge like in an exponential way. You have 7, so if you have 7 per 7, 49. So jnana will be like the 7, and vijnana will be like the 49. Just this is a simple example, but just to illustrate, means bigger jnana, vijnana, very big, special knowledge.
Thank you, Madam.
Okay, I think it's time to end. So for tomorrow, you can prepare if you have not done so. That's tomorrow. So from verses 15 to the end of the chapter, to verse 30. Is that okay? So I think we are done for today. Thank you very much for being so enthusiastic in your study and asking questions. Hare Krishna.
Thank you so much, Maharaj. Hare Krishna.
Hare
Yadunandana
Krishna,
Yadunandana
Maharaj.
Swami Maharaj ki jai.
Jai.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji.
Ki jai.
Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna Maharaj. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Maharaj, Dhanapana.